I hope the slide is visible to you. Okay, so we'll be talking on this what is a stress basically, and what are the ways of handling stress, and what are the conflicts, and what should be done in order to, you know, if there is a conflict in a family, or if there is a conflict in the organization, so what are the things that we are supposed to do. All right. And stress, how many types of stress, and what are the causes of stress? So we'll be talking about all of these things. What is the meaning of stress? Okay, so stress means when something is stretched, right? Maybe it is physically, or maybe it is emotionally. Sometimes, people are not able to bear, because things, they have got lot of things in their hands. Lot of things means, uh, one second, I'm not able to find the Vacom tablet ka pen. One second, huh? I'm trying to do it with the mouse only, because I don't know where I have kept the pen. Because as it is, there was no electricity, I must have kept it somewhere. But mouse से handwriting अच्छा नहीं आता है, and I'm not able to have that grip. Anyways, we'll start. You can see this person, he's not able to, take up the stress. The face shows his, expression, body language shows that he's undergoing lots of stress. That means something is very, very tight in his life, maybe education wise, or maybe if he's working in a corporate, maybe he's not able to bear that burden on himself, and maybe it is emotional life is affecting so many. Sometimes, stress in one area can be seen, can be transferred into another area. For example, if his emotional life is in hell right now, so that stress will be seen in his professional life also. Sometimes professional life ka stress can be manifested in your personal life and family life also. Sometimes family pressures, they lead to other, educational stress also. So the stress is very important to tackle, because it affects all aspects of your life. Even if one part of your life is having stress, it can be, it basically, it gets transferred to the other areas as well. uh, some people, they are able to keep the balance, but others are not. Most, majority of them are not able to have that balance. So what should be done? It's very easy to say you can divide your, work, your areas. It's easy to divide your areas. Okay, this is your professional life, this should not affect your family life, your family life should not affect your education should not affect your social life. But these things are well said than done. It's not easy to, just draw the lines here. Okay, so it's basically, stress can be physical also, sometime physical stress or psychological stress. Most of the time it is combination of both. Okay, so it's a stimulus, physical or psychological stimulus, that can produce tension in the mind. So this person is showing there is a tension in his mind, he's not happy. Okay, and this may lead to physical tension. When he has tension in his mind, it can lead to physical tension also, it can also lead to psychological tension. Okay, so basically what I want to say, that stress is it's a state of tension. Stress is a state of tension. Now sometimes forces from inside your mind, sometimes forces from outside your mind, they play a role in the stress. They affect the individual. Sometimes it is your own thoughts. Sometimes you may have negative set of mind, so you will always be pouring in some negative information, negative stimulus to your mind. And sometimes it is from outside, which you have no control. So if you have internal stress that is created by your mind, what you will do? You will work on it. Okay? You can do it because it is in your hand. But if it is coming from outside, then also there is a solution. You can control that. If there are some toxic people who are giving you stress, then you have to just walk away. Walk away in the sense, try to find your own comfort. It's not your responsibility to be in company of people who sniggers at you, who mocks you. Okay, so it's basically find those people with whom you are comfortable. Find those people who encourages you, who motivates you. Because we usually think of stress as a negative experience, but sometimes what happens? Stress is also positive. Never think that stress is always negative. Sometimes stress before exam, what do? Whenever we have stress before exam, we study hard, we are motivated, we are encouraged, right? So that is a good thing, na? So stress can be positive, and when the stress is positive, that situation offers you an opportunity to showcase your potential, to showcase the best in you. When you are preparing for a marathon, for a run, for a race, for a competitive exam or something, you are undergoing a stress, but that stress is going to show you as a better version of yourself. सोना जो होता है ना, गोल्ड को हम लोग क्या करते हैं? It has to be put in a pan जिसके नीचे there's lot of fire. So कहते हैं जितना आग में जलता है सोना उतना निखरता है ना. So that is also a stress which is the gold is going through. So if we become better version of ourselves because of certain competition, certain positive stress, so that stress is very good for us. So let me erase all these marks from here so that you can see what other things that I have already added here. Now this girl on the right hand side, now this person, we don't know what is the reason of the stress, but he's trying to keep. But here you can see it is the workload that she has got lot of things to do. Okay, so many things things on her mind, and she is having a stress in her office. So what is the reason? Positive stress, कौन सा वाला इसमें से positive है? None of that is positive. But to be very frank, on the right hand side, the lady, if she is able to do better time management, if she is able to cope up with everything, some people they are able to do. It's not difficult also, because if you manage your time, if you manage your energies, you will be able to manage this type of stress. This is not a difficult one. Some people are able to coolly handle everything they have in front of them. So those people, they come out as a winner. And that positive stress is called eustress. On the other hand, positive stress, positive stress sometimes motivates you, but if it is more than enough, then it may also harm you. It is not always like lot of work can make you go through positive stress. Sometimes it is not easy also, and some people they break down. They're not able to then focus. What is required out of them? They have to undergo some organizational strategies and time management. But on the overall, positive stress, motivates and it focuses your energy. So you must go through that stress at least once in a day, where you have to really just focus and deliver your best. So if you have the habit of going through this type of stress, you become better every time you go through that. So it is always short term, because sometimes you have to deliver something. Okay, so you will be definitely keeping everything in place, everything in proper order. That means you are organizing yourself, and once you are organized, your life becomes better, because and you try to take that habit in every aspect of your life. If you become organized, then you be organized everywhere, not only in your office. Try to organize your house also, try to organize your room also, try to organize your kitchen also, try to organize your time also. All right, so it's important. So positive stress is perceived as to uplift your capabilities. Okay, you feel excited after you have accomplished your all the task. You feel really good. You feel you have done marvelous job, and then you have to give a pat on your back, right? It improves your performance. Next time you know that whenever this type of situation will arise, you will be able to deliver. Okay, so always keep this type of stress in your life. So for that, what you will have to do, whatever you are doing, you have to do it beautifully, and try to grab some extra work. Try to grab that opportunity of that stress in your life. For example, there is a project that you have to submit. Okay, you have made your project. Now you since you had a very good time management, but now your friend has come towards you and he's saying, I don't know how to do it. So what will you do? You have got two options, whether you will say yes or you will say no. But in my opinion, since you have already done with your work, do say yes. First is you will learn, second is you will help your friend, third is you will undergo stress again, and that is going to help you, because now you are making your mind, body and heart accustomed to that positive stress. In later life, you will be able to take up more responsibility, and those people who take up more and extra responsibility, they shine. So that depends on you, whether you want to go for that X factor or you want to be a normal or a mediocre human being. That is up to you. Okay, now apart from this, the other one which I said was a negative stress. So this person is on the verge of breakdown. You can see this person is not able to handle it. So this is a negative distress. So negative distress means it causes lots of anxiety in a human being. It causes lot of concern. It also can be short term. It can also be a long term, because if there is a prolonged exposure to such a situation, it can become a habit also. Okay, now negative stress is perceived as outside of our abilities, of our coping abilities. That means we are not able to handle this negative stress. We will have to take some external help. Either we go to a clinical psychologist, or we go to some yoga expert who can or we can enroll for some meditation classes and body relaxation techniques, or you can also say Reiki healing or something. Whatever external help you will have to take in case you have got prolonged negative stress in your body and it has become a part of your personality. So you don't have to let it become part of your personality. Stress सबके अंदर है, but it should not become permanent with you. For some time, stress is always important. I don't say that it's an important evil, you can say. Though it is bad thing, but it is also important for you to become a better version of yourself. So we cannot overrule the importance of stress in this regard. So stress is important. Never consider that stress is always bad. So this person, he feels unpleasant. He's not happy. He this can lead to mental and physical problems. Sometimes अभी stress की वजह से what happens basically, you undergo anxiety, then you have lot of concern, you worry a lot, and all these things, they manifest in your physical body, these are manifestation in your mental body, right? But when they manifest in your mental body, it's very easy for them to manifest in your physical body. Okay, mental illness, kabhi kabhi we are not able to judge that somebody is having that stress. Some maybe on the face that person may smile just to show up, but what is going inside that person's mind cannot be seen, and that is manifested physically after 2-3 years. Never think that if you had undergone stress, your body will not show up. Your body manifests it. It can be manifested in the form of diseases. It can be manifested in the form of, hair loss, skin patches. Sometimes it also gets manifested with, weight gain or weight loss, or sometimes under eye dark circles. So these are all manifestation that person is not happy inside. That person is going through some mental stress. Okay. So physical manifestation that happens later on, but first of all it is inside the mind. So once you understand that, yes, I'm thinking this way and my mind is thinking way, that means I'm undergoing mental stress. That's the time you have to pick it up and start asking for help. You should never feel ashamed. You never feel ashamed that you are going through stress. Ask people for help. People will be willing to give their support. At least some people, they don't have the habit of saying no. So if you have got the yes man attitude all the time, you will be undergoing stress. So develop that habit of saying assertive no, wherein you will not hurt the other person also, but you can tell that person very clearly that you have got so many things, that is why I won't be able to do that work for you. You don't have to be rude. You have to specify each and everything. So that's important to survive. Otherwise what will happen? आप burden के नीचे दब जाओगे. You won't be able to cope it up. So next point is, and after this there is also a neutral stress. Now what is a neutral stress? Neutral stress is something which is the balance. That means even if you have got this type of stress which is too much to handle, which is because of some certain reason which are not in your control, like illness, death, divorce, family members passing away, or family member separation, or divide in the family, or girlfriend leaving or a boyfriend leaving. So these are different types of stress where you have no control. And these are the positive stress where you try to showcase your abilities. But the neutral stress, they are important in your life. They are the balance of both. They don't cause anything. They are for a short time, but they balance it out. That means they are neither positive, they don't have any effect on you. They don't have much effect on your mental state or physical state. Okay, so in that category we'll put the neutral stress. Now what is the level of stress? Now stress there are many levels. One is the acute stress. Acute stress means it's a very common stress, and it comes from the demands and pressures of the recent past. Okay, sometime anticipated demands, pressures of the near future also. So they are called acute stress, and acute stress is sometimes very thrilling, sometimes very exciting, but only when they are in small doses. But if they are too much, then it can be very exhausting also. So you have to always keep a balance. So one is emotional distress and the other one is physical problems. Now emotional में anger आ जाएगा आपका. I'll write it down for you. Emotional stress में there is how are you going to manifest anger, anxiety. Then you also have irritated behavior, irritation. Okay, then you have acute period of depression. So depression सबसे last में जाएगा because that's a very big term. First of all, you will become angry, फिर anxious हो जाते हो, irritability है, then leads to depression. And these all manifest in the emotional behavior of a person. Now, physical में क्या होता है? First of all, let me go with this also. Physical problem, how they manifest physically? Sometime when some people, they are under stress, they start vomiting. You must have seen children who are not prepared for the exam. उनको पेट दर्द होता है, stomach ache होता है, right? और vomiting होता है just before the exam. Okay? Sometimes they have dizziness also before exam. They are not able to think clearly, right? Cloudy behavior हो जाता है. That means when they are not able to think straight. Shortness of breath भी होता है कुछ लोगों को before interview. Shortness of breath. So these are the physical manifestation of the stress. किसी का पेट खराब हो जाता है, bowel movements होते हैं उसी टाइम पे पेट में bowel movement, जिसको हम लोग कभी कभी कहते हैं butterflies in your stomach, right? Butterfly in your stomach, पेट में कुछ होने लग जाता है, right? कभी कभी किसी को प्रपोज करना होता है, you are in love with somebody, you have got a crush on somebody and you want to propose that person, and when you go in front of your that person, you have butterfly in your stomach, कुछ होने लग जाता है, you are not able to. So that is a physical manifestation of the stress that you are going through. Okay, now what is an episodic stress? That means something which is repeatedly occurring, something that is happening frequently, that is called episodic. Okay, now this type of stress is usually seen in those people who invite stress so that they can better themselves. They want these types of stress in their life because it is a self-inflicted stress. Okay, because they know when they have this type of stress, they perform better. Okay, and sometimes they are unrealistic and sometimes unreasonable demands, and but because they want to accomplish their goals. So these are episodic stress. That means every morning when you have to go to the college, you may go through episodic stress because you have to get up early, you have to take bath, you have to have your breakfast, you have to just drop your sister or brother on the way, then you have to buy bread and go and give it back to your mother, and then go back to the college to attend the lecture. So that is episodic stress that you have to frequently go through that, but you are used to this because it is happening every day. Okay, this is called episodic, and most of the time episodic stress is observed in type A type of personality. I am going to tell you type A and type B. What are they? Type A and type B personalities. So means type A are people who are always striving for perfection, and they are always restless. They cannot sit at one place. They just keep on doing either दूसरों की गलतियाँ निकालते रहेंगे या अपनी ही गलतियाँ निकालते रहेंगे. They are always restless. They want perfection. They cannot sit. On the other hand, type B, they are very cool. They do their work. ऐसा नहीं है कि they don't do their work, but they take it easy. They don't overstress themselves. Sometimes they are able to perform better than these people, though they are always striving for perfection. But type B people, because they are cool-minded, they know how to do things very calmly. So they sometimes, they most of the time they are able to perform better, because type A, they always want to be always be on the top, always on the run. They don't want to sit idle. They don't want to be second to anybody. So they are always on the run. So उसमें क्या आता? They are exhausted. they're exhausted, they do multitasking all most of the time कि ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है. But type B people, they are more successful, they're calm. These people are also, I will not say that they cannot be successful, but only if they can manage their stress levels. Okay. So what I was talking about episodic stress, and type A type of personality, they have this type of stress. Okay. It involves competition, it involves aggressiveness, it involves being hostile also sometimes. So जो लोग इसमें type A वाले होते हैं ना, they are sometimes they are aggressive, hostile, and because of this, the symptoms are sometimes longer period of depression, anxiety disorder, emotional distress, ceaseless worrying all the time. Then there is always persistent physical symptoms similar to those found in acute stress. ठीक है. And sometimes coronary heart disease and other heart problem, they happen to these types of people who are undergoing episodic stress. Now, very important is the chronic stress. It's not easy. If somebody is having a chronic stress, that means he needs some medical attention. Chronic stress is something that you will really now have to go and see somebody for, take professional help to deal with that type of stress, because it is not exciting, it is not thrilling, it is actually dangerous and unhealthy. Chronic stress can rip a person apart, because that person's body, mind and spirit, they are all shaken up. He must have gone through acute stress and episodic stress too much that he is not now able to pick up the pieces and move on. That person must have gone through, you can say, loss of parents, loss of a family member, or broken marriages, divorces, sometimes poverty, sometimes some illness that has gone, for over the years, 5-6 years, and that person is not able to come out of it. So that person can land up into chronic stress. Okay? Sometime relationship conflict, sometime political problems. So these are very, very long periods of anxiety and depression. So these stressful situations, they are never ending. Okay. And these accumulated stress can result into some physical diseases such as heart attack, diabetes, stroke, cancer, and clinical depression, post-traumatic disorder. All these type of diseases can happen because of the chronic stress. Okay. This person sometime because this is life-threatening also. This type of person can also resort to violence if he is not able to control himself. Then if he is able to control himself but he is going inwards, that this person can also go towards suicide and self-harm. Okay. So that is why I said chronic stress is something that you will require some external help. You may have to join some relaxation classes. You may have to go and join meditation, yoga, clinical, psychologist. Sometime you may have to take the help of a psychiatrist, wherein some doses will be given. But there is nothing wrong in it, because these things have come from outside. Sometimes these are genetics, but then the triggers are always from outside. So these people can come back to their usual being only with the help of the people who are around them. If you find somebody who is in your peer group and you feel that somebody needs your help, always be open to give that help, because never know when you are able to save somebody. It's just sometimes some people, they want to talk. Listen to them, because by talking, by sharing their sorrow or their anxiety, they feel better, or maybe you are able to provide them a solution. But never mock at somebody's problem, because you never know when you will be landing in the same situation next time. Life is a full circle. Today you are on the top of the wheel, tomorrow maybe wheel keeps on revolving, so you may be on the down side. So today you help other, tomorrow you help will be at for you also, because one good turn deserves another, right? So always be open to helping others, and always be open to get help also. Don't feel that you are going through something, why should I ask help? There is nothing wrong in asking help, okay? Because life is very precious, life is very important, life is not only for you, life is for all the people who are around you. So if you are happy go lucky person, other people who are who are your near and dear one, they will be cheerful. You owe it to everybody, not only to yourself. So life is not only your thing that you can take it away. No, you have to have a social responsibility. So physical signs and symptoms of the chronic stress are very very clear. You can by looking at these things also, you can understand that this person is undergoing some stress. So I'm going to write these symptoms because maybe in your circle somebody is going through such things, like that person will always have dry mouth, सूख जाएगा उसका गला बार बार, ठीक है? But sometimes these leave alone symptoms can be only because that person has not had water in the long time. Okay, so never take one symptom at a time. It should be combination. At least 4 or 5 symptoms should match. Then only you should go. Then that person has difficulty in breathing. Okay, then that person may have a pounding heart, means बहुत जोर जोर से उसका heart धक धक करता है most of the time, ठीक है? Then stomach ache उसको हमेशा होने लग जाता है. Okay, थोड़ी सी बात होती है and that person has a stomach ache. Then headache होता है उसको, घड़ी घड़ी headache होना, that's not Then there is another frequent urination. If somebody is going for urination most of the time and that person is probably having some stress he's undergoing some stress. Then one is very important, is tightening of muscle. This is something that you can also understand. Some people they get एकदम से अपने मसल्स को टाइट करते हैं, फिस्ट बना लेते हैं, टाइट रखते हैं, फोटोग्राफ खींचते वक्त अपना फेस एकदम टाइट कर लेते हैं. सो दैट पर्सन is undergoing some chronic stress. So you have to observe these symptoms. अगर अपने अंदर है तो try to find out. गूगल पे बहुत सारे solution मिल जाएंगे, आपके friends आपको help करेंगे, ठीक है? Try to come out of this situation. This is very important. And these are physical symptoms that I have mentioned. Now in other color I'm going to mention what are the mental signs and what are the mental symptoms of the chronic stress. I'm going to write it in red color. All mental signs, okay? Mental symptoms of chronic stress में आ जाएगा आपका suddenly that person become irritable. Suddenly, okay? Then that person has poor concentration. That person has sleeping disorder. नींद नहीं आती है उसको, ठीक है, properly. That person has fatigue all the time. थका रहता है, थकान होती रहती है, not up to the mark. So these are all things which you will look for in a person who has got mental chronic stress. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, one second, I'll have to erase everything because there are certain animation that I have put here. So these are the chronic physical signs and emotional sign I have already mentioned. Okay, now let's go to the causes of stress. What are the different causes? इतना मैंने बताया, you must have understood by now कि stress आता कहाँ से है. Stress comes from either it is you build it up yourself, okay, and sometimes it is outside. But whatever is the reason, the things that causes stress, they are called stressors. Okay, whatever things that causes stress, they are called stressors. Okay, that can be from your mind, from outside, whatever. Okay, so sometimes these are organizational stress. That means they are outside stressor. Organizational stressors. Okay, that means career concern. You are worried about, that he's behind, you have been left behind, other, your peer, your group, everybody has got good job but you have not got. So that is career concern. You feel, oh my god, I have been left, I'm just, uh, I'm the only one who have got a good job. Sometime, even girls में क्या होता है, marriage is also a concern of stress, because oh my god, all my girl friends have got married, I'm the only one who is left. So these are also, there is nothing to laugh. Sometimes there is another stress where everybody has got a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Oh my god, I have not got any girlfriend or a boyfriend, maybe something is wrong with me, and you start, getting into a loop. So that is also a cause of concern. Unless you are very very sure that you don't want to have a girlfriend at this moment or a boyfriend because you want to focus on your career, then that is a positive thing, because you have inflicted that on yourself, by yourself. But if you want and you have not got some, and you start feeling negative about it, then it is also a stressor. Okay, so career concern, mote taur pe I'm going to talk about that only, because it's important that most of the children who are in your age group, they are concerned about career. Okay, I'm sure in this generation you are not going to fall in the trap of love and all, because see, हमारे ज़माने में it was a very different scenario. We used to take things very seriously. Nowadays, when I think I have to look around in any colleges, outside the colleges, we know that people are very open now. They don't mind exploring, friendship with each other, and if they're not compatible, they don't mind even saying goodbye and find another partner. But it was a taboo in our time. So that was in our time we used to have those stress, but not now, because nowadays people, younger generation, are more career conscious than they are worried about their love life. Okay, now, so unfulfilled career expectation may cause serious concern, and it is a stressor for many of those people, many people. Okay, now second is, sometime in an organization what happens, there is role ambiguity. Means the person who has entered the organization is not aware of his role in the organization. He's not sure what he's supposed to do when he's been recruited. His responsibility is not clear to them. So this happens clearly for initial period, but once he's absorbed in the organization and he knows what he has to do and what is expected out of him, so that get clears off in some time. But in the beginning there is role ambiguity, and this can be a cause of stress. Okay, the employee is not sure what he's what the boss is expecting out of him, and what are the amount of work that he's supposed to do. So it creates confusion in the mind, and it definitely leads to a type of a stressor. Next point is rotating shift. Some organizations, they have got rotating shift, morning, evening, morning, afternoon. So, and उसमें क्या है, everybody has to go through each and every shift. And what happens when they are taking different shifts, sometime night, sometime day. So this create problems in adjusting the body and your physical body and emotional body to the shift timing. So this can also give some stress to the people here. But even I have worked in rotating shifts, but I have never found this to be a stressor. Stress is something which really, but because if somebody is not physically well, so for that person definitely it could be a stressor. But I have worked in a rotating shift, It's all about, एक और बात I want to, when I'm talking about stress, one thing is that you always have to keep on saying positive affirmation to your mind. I'm telling you, this is something that you can keep all the stress at bay. Positive affirmation, they help in keeping the stress away from your body and mind. If you keep on repeating negative thing, you will certainly see after 1 week आपके साथ negative हो रहा है. So stress कहाँ से आता है? From negativity. If you are doing rotating shift and if you keep on telling, I love rotating shift, I don't mind, I get to see morning employees, different employees, I get to go outside the house at the night time. So you are giving positive, sending positive affirmation to your mind. So your mind is actually a joker, very rude, but your mind is a person, is something that you can train. Your mind, एक बात बताऊं, your mind can be trained in such a way that even if in your hand I keep a ice cube and I tell this is, and I keep on affirming that this is not an ice cube, this is a burning coal, your hand will burn. This is the power of training your mind. So how to deal with the stress is you will have to train your mind. You have to keep on telling, no, I'm perfect, I can go through this, I can take up this stress, this is nothing, this is positive. So everything will change. It's all your perception, it is all your attitude in the long run. छोटी छोटी बातों पे अपने आप को छोड़ के नहीं बैठना है कि no, I cannot take it. No, you are very strong, I am strong. Keep on telling your mind, I am very strong, and this shall pass. Even if you are going through some difficult time, you'll say even this shall pass. Okay? These two affirmation, I'm very strong, even this shall pass. Bas, your life is set, no matter what. So this is how I have dealt with my problems. I am 47 years of age. Don't think that I have not undergone anything. I have gone through a lot of health situation. So I'm talking through experience. So these two affirmation, keep on training your mind. I am very strong, I can deal with this, even this shall pass. Okay, now let's go to another point, role conflict in an organization. So when you have entered an organization, you have an employee who is sitting next to you, but he keeps on giving his tasks to you and you don't know what is your role in the organization, whether you are supposed to do your work also and his work also. So sometimes these also lead to stress and you are not able to say anything to that person. Different people have different expectation from from you. It can also occur if the job is not as per the expectation, or when a job demands a certain types of behavior that is against your moral values. So that time there will be a conflict in the role. Okay, next point is occupational demands. For example, some jobs are always more stressful. कौन सी jobs हो सकती हैं, and they involve danger. Sometime if you are in police, if you are in CID, if you are in army, if you are in national security guards, if you are in some you are in a detective agency, so whenever you are working, you are always working at the cost of your life. So you are always under stress. So that means you always have to keep your mind alert. You have to always keep on saying positive affirmation to your mind, because zara sa negativity and the whole situation will become zero. Not only you will suffer, your organization will suffer. So these are occupational demands, and some jobs, they require constant monitoring of equipment, devices, unpleasant physical condition, making decision. And the more you are on the top, जैसे जैसे आप अपना कॉर्पोरेट का लैडर होता है ना, कॉर्पोरेट लैडर चढ़ते जाओगे, the more you are on top, you will be having more stress, because यहाँ पे भले जो आदमी बैठता है, that person wears a crown, That person may be the boss, or that person may be the king, but never think that person is, is not going through stress. कहते हैं ना, heavy is the head who wears a crown, right? आपके ऊपर आपने क्राउन तो पहना है, बट आपके ऊपर बहुत रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. इन सब लोगों की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है जो यहाँ 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 खड़े हुए हैं, सब की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. इट इज़ योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. हम लोग क्या सोचते हैं, वाह वो तो ऐश कर रहा है, ही इज़ द किंग, ही इज़ द बॉस. नो, he has got lot of responsibility. He is also undergoing stress. It's not easy to be on the top, and to maintain his position on the top is also one of the reason he is under stress. क्योंकि there are people who are trying to topple him कि अभी इसको गिराओ, हमें ऊपर चढ़ना है ना? So these are occupational demands that can lead to stress. Okay. Now, lack of participation in decision making. Next point. Let me clear everything from here so that you can see all these points. Okay. Now, lack of participation in decision making. For example, whether it is a family or an organization, if you are not participating, if you are not asked your point of view while the decision is being made, you feel that you are not important. In reality, superior people hardly ask the concerned employee before taking any major decision which are related to them. So this develops a lack of appreciation, lack of involvement. You feel neglected, and this can also lead to stress because you feel that you are not part of the decision making committee, though if it is affecting your life, but still you are not asked. So lack of participation also leads to stress. And work overload, definitely this is understood. I don't have to even talk about it. Excessive workload always leads to stress. Okay? Sometimes it is positive, sometimes it is exhaustive, right? A person undergoes tremendous pressure. And workload में भी कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है, sometimes it is quality work कि उनको quality भी चाहिए, and sometimes it is quantity. बहुत ज़्यादा क्वांटिटी चाहिए. सो दोनों केसेस में यू आर गोइंग स्ट्रेस, राइट? क्वालिटेटिव वर्क मीन्स परफॉर्मिंग अ जॉब दैट इज़ कॉम्प्लिकेटेड और बियॉन्ड योर रीच, कि आप कर ही नहीं सकते हो, उतनी क्वालिटी अच्छी दे ही नहीं सकते हो बिकॉज आपके इट्स आउट ऑफ योर रीच. क्वांटिटी भी समटाइम इट इज़ आउट ऑफ योर रीच, एंड समटाइम 10 लोगों का काम आपके सिर पे है, तो देन यू आर गोइंग थ्रू स्ट्रेस, लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेस. Then work underload is also, not only overload. Underload is also a problem because when you don't have lot of work, you are always worried. Oh my God, what is my role in this organization? Tomorrow they will kick me out because I'm not doing anything. I'm not being given any work. So when you are not given any work, that is also a stressor because you know that you are of no use to the company, right? Doing less work or less work simply lead to monotonous life, boredom, and when you will, even if you have no fear of losing the job because you may not be kicked, but then it will lead to monotony and boredom, and then it can also lead to stress. And also ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, when you don't have lot of work, खाली दिमाग शैतान का घर, so you will start inviting negative thoughts in your mind. Though they may not be, the organization may not have thought of kicking you out, but you may start thinking that way कि they are not giving me work, maybe they have some other plans. So work underload is also a kind of a stressor. Now, working conditions. Sometimes where you are working, you may the working condition in the organization are not very, very good. Sometimes you go to an office where there is always a smell coming from the adjacent building, or poor lighting, or ventilation नहीं है, unhygienic condition है, okay, or there are bugs over there, but since you have to do your jobs, but you have to go and sit there, and you get irritated. It's not neat. समटाइम टॉक्सिक गैसेस होते हैं, समटाइम सेफ्टी मेजर होता है फॉर गर्ल्स ऑल्सो, यू नो, if they have to work in an area where they don't feel safe, there are no other, you know, girls, there is no other girl who is working next to her, only all the people are, you know, male, so she may be having that type of stress in her mind, you may not know. So working condition mein there could be many things that may, you know, play a role. Sometimes unpleasant circumstances, sometimes the boss is, you know, having a habit of smoking in front of you. So all these conditions, it could trigger your stress level, but the other person may not even know. So these are the different causes of stress. So I'm going to take a break now, because I was supposed to take the break earlier, but then it's okay. So we'll take a break of 10 minutes and then I'll start my next